International Monster League and Dr. Caliban presents Ultra Heavyweight Monster Wrestling. In a once-in-a-lifetime main bout tag team extravaganza, it's the MWL champion Godzilla taking on the cockroach from hell, Megalon. Don't miss the heart-pounding action as the biggest names in monster wrestling lay it on the line. Godzilla versus Megalon, Friday at 9 p.m. on Dr. Caliban's Friday Night Frights on TV 34. Don't miss the action!
Once upon a midnight dreary came a soldier to Castle Erie, inside a count with a secret old, hoping his story is never told. But the soldier, unable to sleep, spies a ghostly lady on Castle Keep. Karloff and Nicholson in Corman's dark mind on Dr. Caliban's Friday Night Frights at 9. So if you're bored with common lore, watch The Terror on 34.
What's wrong with this picture? That's right, two oversexed teenagers wandering the desert at night. Don't they know what will happen to them? Well, they're soon going to discover that you can't keep a dead Nazi down at the oasis of the zombies. Follow a pack of totally unknown actors as they trek across the desert sands on a destiny to death. Catch all the fun as Dr. Caliban's Friday Night Frights presents Oasis of the Zombies, 9 p.m. only on TV 34.
They ain't waiting for Leno. They don't want to see Arsenio. They never heard of Oprah. So what do they want? It ain't Hostess Ho-Hos. See the film that started it all, whatever that was. George Romero's Night of the Living Dead, 9 p.m. on Dr. Caliban's Friday Night Frights. Yes, it's in black and white. Who do you think we are, TBS? Pardon me, boy. Is that the Chattanooga Choo-Choo?
No, it's not! You're on the Siberian Express to hell. There's unspeakable evil on the loose, and he doesn't have a ticket. Join Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, Telly Savalas, and Rasputin the Mad Monk for a one-way trek on the Horror Express. This Friday at 9 p.m. on Dr. Caliban's Friday Night Frights on TV 34. All aboard!
They're not your ordinary houseplant. From the depths of space, they've come in search of a square meal. They walk, they crawl, they crash boring frat parties, but these plants don't sing. The Day of the Triffids on Dr. Caliban's Friday Night Frights, this Friday at 9 p.m. on TV 34.
This Audrey don't sing. This Audrey don't dance. This Audrey don't know Bo. But this Audrey sure can eat. Jack Nicholson co-stars in the role that did not make him famous. It's Roger Corman's original schlocker, Little Shop of Horrors, 9 p.m. on Dr. Caliban's Friday Night Frights. Bon appetit!
No, please don't make me watch this.
Shut up and sit there and watch it. You're going to hate it. Oh, hello, Fright fans. I didn't hear you come in. Sorry about all the commotion, but the Count tried to flush tonight's movie down into the moat again. But it kept backing up. Oh, you're gonna hate this one. It's a real stinker. It's called Oasis of the Zombies. Oh, God. I'd tell you who's in it, but you'd never recognize any one of them. All right, you sit and watch this terrible tale of terror. I've got to go clean my pipes out. Gonna have to get a bigger plunger. Oh, hello, Fright fans. Are you still here? Well, wasn't that just one big chunk of tripe? Well, I'm sorry the Count couldn't say goodbye to you, but it was getting a little early. Well, I'm gonna have to go too. Seems that I've still got a plumbing problem. Well, don't worry. Everything will be running nice and smoothly next week, just in time for another terrible tale of terror. Well, until then, have a good fright.
And Peter Rabbit ran all the way home, never to bother Farmer McGregor again.
Hello, Fright fans. I didn't hear you come in. Guess I should stop oiling the drawbridge gate, huh? Well, I suppose you stopped by to watch tonight's terrible tale of terror, huh? Well, this one is gonna chill you to the bone. Or is this the one that leaves you cold? I can never remember which. Well, tonight's tale is Roger Corman's The Terror. Now, it stars Jack Nicholson and that ever-lovable Boris Karloff. So, I want you to just sit back and make yourself comfortable while we present The Terror. Oh, hello, Fright fans. I didn't hear you come in. I'm just preparing snacks for tonight's terrible tale of terror. It's George Romero's original Night of the Living Dead. Some of my favorite people are in it. Now, I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. So why don't you sit down and try some of the finger sandwiches? They're fresh. Now, I'm going to finish tonight's hors d'oeuvres, and you just watch tonight's story. Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah. Someone's in the kitchen, I know. Fright fans, you leaving so soon? Well, was that a scary tale or what? Bet you won't be going through any cemeteries anytime real soon. Sure you won't stay for a little grog? No? Well, it's your loss. Why don't you stop by next week? I know we can dig up another terrible tale of terror for you. Well, until then, have a good fright. Ooh, it's still alive. Oh, look out. Oh, hello, Fright fans. I see you found your way back to the vault. Sorry for the mess. I like to keep my hand into a little bit of gardening. Hope my crop comes in time for Halloween. What do you think? Do I have a green thumb or what? Well, have we got a thriller for you tonight? It's called The Day of the Triffids. Yeah, it stars Howard Keel. Yeah, he's the one who was in all those MGM musicals. I guess we've got to do whatever we can during hard times, eh? Well, I want you to sit back and turn the lights out and keep a weed eater real close. You might need it before the night is through. I'll see you at the end of tonight's terrible tale of terror. Well, Fright fans, they may not sing goofy songs from the 50s, but those Triffids sure can boogie, can't they? Well, I've got to take off for now. I've got to go dig up some fertilizer for my little sprout. Now, just close the gate when you leave, and if you're in the neighborhood next week, stop on by. I'm sure we can scrape up another scary tale of terror for you. Well, until next week, you have a good fright. I've been digging in the graveyard through the dark of night. So you're in this too, are you? Hello, Fright fans. Glad you could make it tonight. As you can see, I'm in a bit of a pickle. My plants got a little upset because I turned off the Victory Garden for Julia Child's summer salad special. You don't think they misunderstood my intentions, do you? Well, while I try to negotiate my release from my ferns, why don't you sit back and watch tonight's terrible tale of terror? It's Roger Corman's original Little Shop of Horrors. Now, there's no singing and dancing plants in this one, but I'm sure you're going to eat it up. All right, You can watch the Victory Garden, and I'll give you a year's supply of Wonder Grow plant food. Deal? No, I won't shake on it. Oh, hello, Fright fans. Well, I made a deal with my plants. They promised to let me go if I don't eat vegetables for a year. Well, I gotta go off and see what kind of meat I can scrape up for dinner. You can see yourself out, I'm sure. And if you're in the neighborhood next week, why don't you stop in? I'm sure we'll have another terrible tale of terror for you. Well, until then, have a good fright. All right, who's got the keys to the hearse?